This episode contains mature language and situations. Listener discretion is advised. You wake to the sound of a train. The clack, clack, clack of wheels. In the distance, is that the sound of birds in a forest? No. It's angels in a choir. Or is it demons from hell? It doesn't matter. You have no memory of how you got here. All you know is that you're lost, and that now you belong to the Grey Rooms. Hello again, roomies. Welcome to episode 12. This train keeps rolling down the tracks with no sign of slowing down. So sit back and relax as Jason Pouris takes us far back into time for a tale of ambition, lies, and greed. And probably murder too. And we'd like to remind everyone that submissions for all Grey Rooms production podcasts are open. That includes Season 5 of the Grey Rooms, Bane, Ghost Signal, your own featured Grey Rooms miniseries, and a new upcoming Grey Rooms production we like to call Fireside Nightmares. So if you have any terrifying tales you think might frighten us, send them on over so we can take a stab at it. There will be a link in the show notes with more information on the process, what we're looking for, and how to submit. So without further ado, please enjoy episode 12.
Care for a smoke, Admiral?
No, thank you, sir. I'm good with the bourbon for now.
Suit yourself. This facade here, at the top of the hotel, it's supposed to be a mortal city, right?
Before my time. But yes, it was a tool to control the guest, Samantha Winters.
Yeah, I get that. I know how the Brimstone crew thinks. I more meant like, how accurate is it?
Oh, fairly accurate, I'd say. The smell of pollution and filth, packing the population into tight, substandard conditions. Why do you ask?
The Grove is... it's nothing like this. Trees as far as the eye can see. Our cities hang among the branches. The towers soar above the canopy with their roots in the loam. Birds move in great flocks that blot out the sun. Beasts leap and bound wherever they please, down streets and over rooftops. If a servant of the Queen is hungry, they merely have to reach up and pluck fruit off the vine. We have this plant that grows in most house courtyards. It draws water up from the forest floor, and its uppermost cap ferments nectar into a delicious mead. Form of music is associated with every day on our calendar. The youngest servants of Her Majesty sit atop balconies overlooking the main thoroughfares. As the sun begins to set, they strike up their instruments. The fiddles, pipes, and drums are chaos at first. Just noise. But one by one, the musicians fall into sync with each other, until you can walk from one end of the city to the other and hear a chain of music unbroken. A score for the universe. The heartbeat of the grove made manifest. Until the last rays of sunlight fade beneath the horizon. That's the grove. That's where I come from.
It sounds quite beautiful.
It is. Oh, it is. I think I like it better here.
Mother is just going to have to understand that there are larger concerns.
Sister dear, when have you ever known Mother to be understanding about anything?
Fair enough.
Any news?
Oh yes, the best kind, you clever boy. Sit, gentlemen. We have much to tell.
I will start with... I will start with an apology.
Whatever for?
Well, it's possible I may have been too dismissive. During our last meeting, you have to understand Bob's escape is unprecedented in the project's history. I was still digesting it. When you arrived, I sought to contain and control the issue. But as Bezial has pointed out to me, we are ultimately on the same side here. Thank you, Moth, for showing initiative, for seeking answers. The fact that we can stand here today with a plan of action in hand and ratified, it's impressive. Most impressive.
Just doing what I do, Pen.
If you don't mind my saying so, Architect, it's still a lot for me to take in as well. What did the Founder have to say?
Mother and Belial have approved a bold plan of action. It will resolve the issue of Bob and Samantha Winters and allow the Grey Rooms to step out of the shadows. It will be something of a coming out party for all of us.
I'm not sure I follow.
We were just talking about your hard work, Admiral. Yes? The skirmish between the upper layers could not have come at a better time. Belial's invitation to the meeting with the Dukes was the perfect opportunity to speak with Lucifer, to show him everything we've accomplished with the project, to describe some of the challenges we've faced. And thanks to Moth here, to offer solutions to those challenges.
We got the okay to go into the... wherever it is, the old version of hell.
As it turns out, this hidey hole has been a problem for Mother as well. Apparently some delinquents from the Mount are using it as a mustering ground.
Demons and angels, side by side, is that unusual?
Not our word for ourselves, Admiral. But yes, my people and pens are related. Obviously. Ours is not the only blood tie. So, not so unusual.
Not unusual, but problematic. I confirmed it with Alma. This other space was not accounted for in the design of the project. So, the wards that disallow travel beyond the Grey Rooms would not have worked properly against this unexpected magic. She's shoring them up now. This will never happen again.
That's great for tomorrow. What about today? What's the move?
The move, I believe, is a show of force. Admiral, how much strength do you think we should muster in the next few hours?
In the next? Let's see. I'm still getting acquainted with the commanders, but I'd say the Founder can muster a half-dozen legions. Most of the rest of his forces are deployed to ensure the other layers play nice. I can issue the orders now, if you like, but in the meantime, I'd very much like to go and retrieve another John from a locus. He's incredibly powerful, and could mean the difference if things get strange.
Excellent work, Admiral. And I approve of your plan. Bez?
Mother has agreed to lend us a pair of cohorts. Not many soldiers, but everyone a power. They'll be carrying their shields and spears, armed for battle. We just have to be careful. For, obvious reasons. They can't muster out of the hells.
I think I can help with that. I'm assuming we want to move as soon as possible?
Quite so.
Right. Talking to Her Majesty will take time, convincing her even longer. Troops from the Grove would be a hell of a right hook, but I think I can pitch in another way. Did the Founder tell you how to get to this place?
Yes.
With permission from Lucifer himself to enter his ancient realm.
Delightful. Do you have to be here in the hells to open the door?
What an intriguing idea. I'd have to ask Alma. But I don't think so. No. Why?
Great. Then that's how you get a bunch of angels and demons to march together. Have them meet in the Grove. If I go now, I can have a site lined up by the time you're ready to muster. Just send along one or two of your fancy alienists, and you can open the door from our end.
Titania won't be, annoyed at having soldiers from other realms walking through her glades?
'Tis better to ask for forgiveness than permission, milady. If I can go to the royals with the tale of how we sorted this all out ourselves, well, it'll go a long way towards earning favor at court.
I know I'm still new at this, but you mentioned this is our coming out party. What did you mean by that?
It's quite simple, Admiral. The Grey Rooms have operated in the shadows these long centuries, avoided the spotlight, done our best to maintain the secrecy of the project. From today forward, that ends.
The Founder is going to announce the rooms to the dukes. Mother will do the same for the choirs.
Does that mean Her Majesty can finally lord it over the other courts?
Absolutely.
It'll be nice to be on her good side again. For a while, anyway.
The direct answer to your question, Admiral, is that things are about to get much more interesting around here. The Hells, the Mount, the Grove, and the Far, united in common cause. A new faction in the universe, standing alongside the old ones. And now, everyone will know.
But first...
Yes, quite right. But first, we hunt down Rowat. We hunt down Bob. And we end him.
With those shoulder blades. We don't have many left. Don't dig recklessly and break them.
Yes, great Shaman.
Great Shaman.
Why are we digging here again?
The traveler spoke of this in hushed tones. Warned of so-called god of the shell. Some great power sealed long ago by his people. The artifact holding it is below, and we are here to claim it for the tribe.
Won't the chief be angry we ignored the traveler's warning?
Warnings don't matter. The artifact was what the tribe needed. The gods had shown me so in a vision. Children, life is fraught with risk. The traveler's warning is of concern, yes, but our alternative is a slow death. The drought has driven away most game. Plants do not bear fruit as they used to. You have all seen this.
We haven't had meat in some time. Hopefully the hunters will have better luck today.
The chief said we will move on soon, as we always do when the food is scarce. We should listen to him.
The chief has become complacent. He follows the traveler's words blindly. We indulge the man enough. He said we would be able to control the plants, so we planted those seeds into the ground, but only maggots grew forth. The land denied us and our efforts. The traveler has at times provided us with some sound advice, but in the end, he is but one man, and one not of our tribe at that. We need to be able to fend for ourselves. This is the only prudent way forward. I have seen this.
That's right. Our women and children avoid that man's gaze. When he's not with the chief, he just sits alone. He watches us in silence. Some still question the decision to have him join us.
That's true. My mother is afraid of him. She calls him a beast. And my sister said she saw him crush a lion's skull with one hand.
The chief has never led us astray. We should stop digging and wait for the hunting party to return.
Child, watch your tongue. These are dangerous times. We are in dire need of a miracle. I communed with the gods the previous night. Through the dancing flames, they spoke of the future. Apprentice, you helped with the ritual. Speak their omen.
I believe it was, seek the shell beneath your feet. Dig and climb below the peak, or your tribe will soon be weak.
What does that even mean?
This boy was getting on my nerves. He dared question the will of the gods.
The great shaman said the god said so. He knows best. Let's dig.
But the chief...
Listen here. Do as you're told.
I should have asked for a different child for help. At least the girl listened.
Little human, don't fear anyone's ire. Free me, and I'll grant you all you desire.
Master, You look pale. Are you all right?
Yes. Yes, go on, quickly. We don't have much time. What was that? It sounded like the voice of the gods from last night, but to hear them without a ritual...
Master, come see! An opening!
Oh? Show me. Show me immediately.
There's a path that leads below.
A cavern. The traveler was right.
Great work, children. Apprentice, get the vines ready.
Yes, Master. Right away.
Is this safe? Maybe we should call one of the tribe over.
Don't worry, child. I will be up here waiting. Apprentice, climb down with him, find the artifact and bring it right back. And you, go back to camp and check on the gathering party. Run back to tell me when they've returned.
Yes, Great Shaman.
Not a word to anyone about this. That voice couldn't have been the gods, could it? Was it the creature? We needed to find the item.
Master! I found something!
Finally! Come back up this instant. So what was down there? Did you find the artifact?
Master, I heard voices. Whispers from the dark. The other one walked off. Something about water.
I'm sure he will return soon. Show me what you found.
There was a strange round stone, surrounded by stalagmites. It's warm to the touch.
I grabbed the orb from my apprentice's hands. It felt like smooth granite. As I looked it over, I saw it had a carving on it, a symbol. I raised it up toward the sun. It shone pearlescent in the afternoon light. 2 concentric circles embossed around an oyster shell. This was the artifact. It had to be.
Great Shaman, the gathering party has returned. The chief's hunting party is not far behind.
Our time is up. Very well. Back to camp, you two.
What of the other one?
Yes, I'll stay with him. Just stay quiet about this. Now go!
Speak, little one. Your wish is 3. They're a trifling matter to me. What is it that you wish to be, to do, to have, or go and see?
What I want? My wish...
Great Shaman, I can't get back up.
Yes, don't worry. Hang on, child. I'll bring someone. Just stay where you are.
Please hurry. I can feel movement. The earth rumbles from deep below. I'm scared.
I walked off toward the camp, wondering what the voice had meant. I stared at the orb as it grew warmer in my hands. I stumbled as the ground shook violently. I turned back and watched as the opening was swallowed up by the mudslide.
Master, are you all right? What happened?
I don't know. The ground, it closed above him. He's gone.
That is horrible. Oh, the chief just returned. What will we say?
Stay quiet and let me handle it. I quickly put the orb away under my furs. The chief did not need to know.
Everybody, We felt the shaking. Are you all okay? Anyone injured?
Chief, welcome back. Everyone gather round. One of the young men he's gone. Young Nomead.
Shaman, explain. Dead? How?
We found a cavern. He was inside. There was a landslide. I couldn't help him.
A cavern? Why were you...
What of the hunt? I prayed for your success. The chief narrowed his eyes. That meant he'll have words with me later. It did not matter. I just needed some more time.
Oh, the hunt went well. We captured a large boar with the traveler's help, along with some smaller game.
Oh, that is fantastic news. A good opportunity to look for omens.
Yes, as you say. One of the hunters will bring the boar to you.
The chief gestured to the tribesman, then turned to the large figure looming nearby.
Traveler, give me one moment. I need to speak to everyone.
I glanced at the traveler, a hulking figure who stood head and shoulders above the tribe. His furs had a large hood, which always cast his face in shadow. His otherworldly mauve eyes reflected the light of the fire. He was staring at me, in unnerving presence as always.
Everyone, listen up. We lost one of our own today. A sad time, yes, but one of hope as well. The tribe's future, the traveler's departure, and our fallen family. Let us prepare a feast with them in mind. Let us thank the gods for the bounty and pray for their mercy.
After the chief's speech, the traveler walked up to him. When he passed by me, I felt the orb shake and grow warm again. I crossed my arms to make sure it was hidden.
This traveler is your tribe's foe. Wish him dead. I'll deal the blow.
My head spinned from the sound. I turned and looked at the traveler. He had stopped in his tracks. I quickly walked over to the fire, avoiding the giant man's gaze, and waved the hunters over. Bring the carcass by the flames. Be quick now, while it's fresh. As they carried the boar over, I sent my apprentice to gather my tools. When he returned, I went through them. 2 great shoulder blades to scoop the entrails. Wolf fangs tied with flax to puncture the skin. And a sharp stone knife to cut and carve. Perfect.
Here you are, great shaman. I pray the gods only have good news for the tribe.
I waved the hunter away and knelt down by the carcass. My apprentice approached.
Master, do you need help? I can...
No. Stand there and watch. You'll need to do this sooner or later. Absorb the process. First was the knife. Using my free hand, I felt around the underside of the boar. With a well-practiced slice, I tore it open. The hide parted with little resistance and thick blood poured out of the wound. The boar's innards spilled out onto the ground. Using the wolf fangs, I carefully punctured each organ once. Then I grabbed the 2 shoulder bones. Slowly and methodically, I mixed the glistening viscera together. When ready, I put the tools out of the way and plunged my arm straight into the gore. While they were still dripping from the boar's fluids, I lifted them up to the sky. God of sun, shine on our dark path. God of wind, roar in our favor. Goddess of earth, shelter our old. Goddess of life, bless our young. God of death, show me the future.
You speak to no such gods, you little beast. Pray not for omens from that simple fist. It takes a small wish to use my power. You are a brave one, so do not cower. Make haste, or all of you I will devour.
What do you mean? No, Blood continued to trickle down my arms as I froze in place. My mind went blank. I needed to listen to the voice, to wish for the tribe. I wish to know where the tribe should settle. The words had blurted out of my mouth. The orb vibrated beneath my furs and my eyes rolled back into my head. I fell to the ground, shaking. I lost control of my body. But as quickly as I fell, I was back on my feet. I couldn't think straight. My mind was flooded with images. Fire, golden grain, the sun. I stood in place as my apprentice rushed to my side.
Master, what's wrong? Are you okay? Help!
I have seen it.
Seen what? Was it an omen? What should I do? What does the tribe need to do?
The path ahead of us is clear. I have seen it. I have seen it.
I think I'll go get the chief.
What is all this commotion? Silence! Everybody calm yourselves. Shaman, is there a message from the gods? Tell us what lies in store for the tribe.
Against my will, I spoke again. Stay in these lands to face the rising sun. Travel no further. The tribe should not run. Carve all of this land and plant the wild seeds. From the earth's gray ashes, a new world bleeds. As the last word escaped my lips, my knees buckled. The traveler caught me before I landed face first on the blood-stained ground. The orb burned in my chest. I recoiled from the strange man's touch. Where? What happened? Oh, yes.
Oh, easy there, Shaman. You had a vision from the gods. It seems to have taken a toll on you. Sit. Rest. We'll speak more of this later. The rest of you, back to work.
My body felt weak, used. I sat and stared at the fire, one hand resting on the orb. The traveler watched me from a distance. I let the ogre watch. After the feast was ready, my apprentice helped me up.
My dearest tribe, we lost young Nomead today. This is a time of mourning, and we should pray for the mercy of the gods. But we must also be thankful. The traveler has stayed with us this past season. He showed us new tools, joined us during our hunts, and helped us prosper in this unforgiving land. He is to leave after tonight, so let us honor him. Finally, our shaman received a vision from the gods. We are to work hard and create a new world for ourselves. Right here, the gods have spoken. We will become the envy of all tribes.
After the feast, I had my apprentice perform a short ceremony for the dead youth. I still felt drained. After the night's events were over, I sat alone by the fire. I kept the artifact in my hand, but out of sight. I was deep in thought as darkness blanketed the land. Everyone was sound asleep, or so I thought.
So, you claim that Nomead was swallowed up by the ground. Yet no one else saw this. Was he alone? Why did he go there? Why were you there? Explain yourself.
It was by the round hill. We went inside. I saw him walking that way and followed. The earth shook and he was gone.
Why did you tell no one? What possessed you to go over there? The traveler told us to leave that hill alone because of that creature,
The god of the shell.
His voice made cold sweat run down my back. The traveler's shadow stretched far behind him.
Traveler, you're awake. Yes, that's the one.
His gaze was fixed upon me. Blood-red eyes burned like the fire.
Did you wish? Did you free it?
What? How would I? How could I?
Did you free it?
An evil traitor. He just holds you back. Murder him now, or you will lose your track. Wish him dead, or ask me to carve his flesh. This is the way for your tribe to refresh.
The orb grew hot in my hand. The creature within was eager to act, to attack. I felt it wriggle in my mind, worming its way into its deepest recesses.
Traveler, the shaman knows little of this creature. How could he do such a thing?
I have watched this so-called shaman of yours. That youth died because of him. He lies.
What? Shaman, what say you? The truth. No more deceptions.
Doubt him? The opposite. I trusted his word. This traveler? Sure, he gave us advice. But what good was it? I chose another path.
So then, what did you gain by going there? By losing one of your own?
All I do is for my tribe. You were going to have us leave. Again. We needed a miracle. So I wished. As I raised the orb up, the traveler lunged straight at me. Ah! His arms outstretched, his ruby eyes wide and fierce. The orb burned in my hand, and my fear compelled me to speak. I wish the traveler was gone! I watched as the traveler's body was yanked off the air forcefully. Ah! His furs, which hid his form, were ripped to shreds. What the hell are you?
By the gods!
The traveler's body defied all I knew. His skull was cone-shaped, twisted oddly in the back. The pronounced sagittal crest of his muscular body made him resemble a hairless gorilla. Pulsing black veins radiated out from his chest.
You fool! You have doomed us!
Shaman, what did you do? Stop this madness now.
The chief grabbed my shoulders and shook me. But I was mesmerized. I can't. I won't. My eyes widened as the creature's limbs contort. They twisted around their sockets, bending in impossible ways. Red lines formed on his skin as it began to rip.
How could you? What is happening?
The traveler opened his mouth as if to scream. His tongue extended out. His jaw was forcibly clamped shut. Dark blood erupted from his mouth and rained down on us. A dark purple ichor. Our salvation. This is the power of the god of the shell. As the traveler was torn apart, I watched each piece of his flesh fall into the flames. Acrid smoke climbed up the night sky. The smell of burnt meat and copper permeated the area. When it was all over, what was left of the traveler were just bloodstains around the fire. It is done. It is done. Our future is set. Chief, we should rejoice.
You are sick. How could you do this? Do you think there are no consequences to this power?
It doesn't matter. With this orb, no one can oppose us. All we have to do is wish it. Don't you see?
All I see is a senile old man, a traitor, an ungrateful, power-hungry fool.
The chief's insults fell short. After that display of power, all I could do was smile wide. The tribe was awake. Time to show them my work.
Hand that orb over. It is far too dangerous in your hands.
And what? You think you could do better? Please. You only followed what that beast of a man told you. You don't deserve to lead. We fought over the orb. The chief was stronger, but he failed to notice one crucial thing. My knife.
Curse you, you damn fool.
No time. I need to do it. I lifted the orb above my head. I wish for the tribe's prosperity.
Regardless of the demand, your wish is my command.
I watched as a cloud of ash covered the ground. I couldn't move. The orb rolled off my limp hand. Its surface was cracked, and I saw the symbol of the shell melt off of it. Strange. The chief lay by my side, his eyes blank and dead. Small, golden seeds were streaming out of his mouth, and nose, and ears. I felt something rise up in my throat. Seeds! What a joke! I felt them fill up my stomach. I looked over as the tribe approached. My apprentice knelt down beside me. He had my knife. There was a symbol on it. 2 concentric circles around an oyster shell. I heard the voice one last time. It was laughing.
Seeds of Doubt, written by Jason Pouris, with performances by Michael Rigg as Shaman and the narrator, Dan Rosales as the Shaman's Apprentice, Patrick Mealey as Youth Number 1, Kristi Boulton as Youth Number 2, Joe Stofko as the Tribe Chief, Christa Lewis as Nomead, and Graham Rowat as the Hunter and the Traveler. A new faction, written by Michael Zenke, featuring performances by Mark Whitten as Moth, LaQuin Groves as Beckett, Margaret Ashley as the Architect, and Christa Lewis as Bezial. Musical composition is by J.M. Scherf. Episode artwork, web development, and creative direction by Cassie Pertit. Social media and Patreon management by Brooks Bigley. Videography is by Hale Scherf. Audio engineering and sound design is by me, Jason Wilson. Note to self. If you find a shiny orb in the middle of a dig site, leave it the hell alone. It's nice to know that no matter what the time period, people still do the same stupid things. Next thing you know, some idiot will be opening an unknown sealed tomb in Egypt. Or, wait, what? That already happened? Moving along. We would like to take the time to thank our patrons and to any of those who have taken the time to leave us a 5-star rating or review. Those reviews keep us at the top of the charts and makes it easier for more twisted souls to find the show. Patrons like Bridget Criswell, Ellen Houghton, Eric Pritchard, Eric Phones, Jackal Bot Snows, Lynn Browning, Matthew Smithdeal, Patrick Stewart, Ronan Kumori, Sean Gary, Rose Mersinger, Bepsy Man, and Taylor McNelly. Now you can find the Grey Rooms on Spotify, iTunes, or your favorite podcatcher. We're also now available on iHeartRadio's Spreaker app. So download the iHeart Spreaker app today, or open the browser and just search the Grey Rooms. And we here at the Grey Rooms love our fans and want to give back to you in the best way that we know how. We have a lot of fun things to show you, and we hope that you like them. You can find out more by joining us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, and Facebook. And we took your advice and extended an olive branch to all of the tortured souls who have passed through the rooms. Our emotional support group is always looking to help you with all of your needs. And don't forget about our merch store. It's full of epic designs and logos for you to sport, showing the world that you are a survivor of these very rooms. Now all of this can be found in the show notes or on our website at thegrayrooms.com. And have you checked out the Discord server? If you only listen to the podcast, you're only getting half the experience. Join for free to hang out with the Grey Rooms cast and crew, watch movies, listen to music, or learn to write your very own horror story. Our community grows daily, and you can meet and interact with like-minded fans from all over the world. And we fight for our right to potty in our board of directors bathroom, exclusive to our top-tier patrons. Delicioso. Hey, episode 12. That means we're getting close to 3/4 the way done with this season. Holy crap, right? Episode 4 has been quite the ride. Hang in there, lots on the horizon, many more changes and twists and turns that keep you guessing. So, we have a ton more work to do, and we're going to get right back to it. So till next time, thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
This has been a Grey Rooms production. Copyright 2021 and 2022.